to rest up at this crossing. So you've got alarm installed and everything else. Is there any other precautions you want to take, or is there anything else you would like to do before sleeping? Looking at Rika.
Not particularly.
All right. Everyone else?
I think we should decide who is going to be keeping guard. I mean, alarm is good, but you can't beat a pair of functional eyes. Are we gonna light a fire?
Guys, converse.
Yes, we should probably make a fire. Yes. Though it makes us visible, it also keeps wild animals away usually.
Besides, it also means that anyone that doesn't have dark vision can actually see.
Yes. We should probably also set up some kind of watch. I'm pretty sure you can have a long rest even though you only sleep 6 hours.
Yeah.
So using 2 of those hours.
As long as you don't do any heavy activity during the rest of that.
Yep. So it should be fine.
Okay. In this clearing, are there any?
So use a couple hours.
Keep going.
So use a couple hours to cook the yak meat. Give that to people.
All right.
I guess including the new guy.
Yeah. That absolutely can be done. It's a nice bonding activity for everyone involved, once again.
I was thinking to find wood for the fire because I don't think we have wood in the cart.
No, you don't. But you are in a forest, and to be honest, I'm not going to make you roll for it. If you spend about 10 minutes or so looking for it, you will find it.
No, great. I was just thinking as a bonding activity.
You could get the kids involved. That might be fun.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Like I could get Anna, I could get Hans, I could get Gretel, and they could, they turn it into a game. Hey, who can get the more sticks?
All right.
And leaves.
Are you going to make this a competitive thing? Are we going to roll for it?
Sure.
All right. Are you actually trying to win, or?
Barnum will voice his concern over still sending kids into a dark forest that we know is inhabited by wolves.
Hansel and Gretel.
We are not going that far away. We're going to be like, I don't know, maybe 20 feet around from the cart. Yeah. I'm not trying to beat the kids.
Okay, you're not trying to beat the kids.
No.
Okay.
But I will say that if Anna is really putting the pedal to the metal and gathering all the sticks and all the leaves, then I will give some of my sticks and leaves to Hans and Gretel so they don't feel like losers.
All right. Roll.
But I will sneak them to them.
Roll me persuasion to see if you can get everyone hyped up.
Hey everyone, let's collect sticks.
Assisting.
I am really hoping. Yes, she needs it.
No, she doesn't. Well, he
wants to gather sticks and leaves so we can build a fire.
Honestly, it's not looking great. It sounded just as wooden as it sounded when you just said it now. But luckily, Sergey seems to be catching up on what you're trying to do and actually joins in there and goes like, "Yes, kids, wouldn't that be a great thing? If we got wood, you could even help us out. We could get wood, we could start a fire, we could have maybe even roast something in front of it. It would be great." And he's going to try and also roll for it. And actually doesn't manage to do much better than you.
I was gonna say someone is also gonna be assisting him by basically saying like, yeah, we got the yak meat.
No, you can't assist twice.
Roast
Like,
that.
this, no. Like, you're all trying, and I think the kids are catching up on how hard you're trying, and they just sort of go along with it. But nobody's particularly thrilled. So yeah, everyone does go along with it. And it is actually, Hansel and Gretel aren't really, they're kind of working together a lot more, which means that in the end, actually, they do win.
Congratulations, Hansel and Gretel, for your gift. When we get to Valaki, you can get a present.
Yep. And with that, anything else?
Do you think if we tied the kids on a stick and literally submerged them in water, they would liven up a bit? Maybe like the fear of death is going to put some energy into them.
I don't think so.
Okay. This is out of character, by the way. Septimus is not suggesting they torture kids.
Luckily. I think at this point, if like the whole party were to come to this decision again of do we kill the old woman, you would be starting. You at this beginning, you would be started to be outruled by everyone involved around here. But yeah, anything else? You starting a fire?
Yep. It's very easy to start a fire with prestidigitation.
Oh yeah. Rico just goes there and goes like,
Pow. Fire.
Yes.
What's Anna's reaction to just fire suddenly appearing?
She loses it. She goes like, oh my god, how did you do that?
Magic.
That is, how did you, can I do that? She tries to sort of do the same thing you did.
Oh.
And she succeeds. Oh, what?
Wait a minute. I see what's happening here.
Turns out she was also a sorcerer.
Then she'd be my apprentice. I would do that.
Anyway, so the fire started. People start gathering around it. It's nice and cozy, and Sergei starts playing some tunes again. Some softer tunes. They're not as energetic as before, and they're actually a bit more relaxing. Anything else you would like to do before taking your rest then?
Blue Raven?
For God's sake.
I will look for it until I find it. This time
No.
I'll chase it.
No blue ravens. I'm
No.
sorry.
I can't
See
even
some
roll?
bats, but no blue ravens.
Okay.
In fact, since you actually somehow spun Anna along to also look out for them, she actually sometimes thinks she spots some, but when you actually didn't take a closer look, you actually realize, no, it's just a normal raven. She doesn't really know what that blue raven looked like, and sometimes, admittedly, like with the way that currently the weather is, they can look a little bluish, but you know that the blue raven you've seen was a lot more actual blue.
I can picture on after some point just messing with Septimus and being like, there it is! Where? He jumps up. It's not there. Haha.
No, you don't get the impression like she's doing it to hurt you. You get the impression that she genuinely she really wishes she would find the blue raven.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah. Unless Septimus gets told that he's up for, the first round of holding, a watch, then he's going to go to sleep.
All right, so how do we handle it?
Should we draw straws? I don't know.
I suppose I should take the No, the first watch, because I can see in the dark.
I do say that whatever watch you do not want, I will volunteer to take.
All right, well, I mean, I guess you can take the one right after me.
Excellent. I shall do so.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
let you
looking
on.
forward to be awoken by you.
After that, you can wake me up, Romeo. And he's gonna, like...
Sure.
So, Saban's last?
I suppose so.
Alright. Starting off with Rika, roll me perception.
Perception.
Nothing going on. Moving on. You wake up the next one. Nothing particularly going on. Which wakes up Septimus. Septimus, you can also roll me perception, but with disadvantage
Okay.
due to your eyesight.
Damn it!
Oh dear.
Sad. Nothing going on. And Saban, lastly, same disadvantage. Nothing particularly going on. As such, the night passage, there might have been some animals that had been moving about you, but nothing dangerous that in any way threatened you. As such, the night passes, and the morning comes, and you're all well rested.
Excellent.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
He's gonna shake the kids awake. Like, gently, like...
Irene is already on it.
Okay.
Like, as I said, Irene has really grown a liking to Anna.
I like the creepy twins. Can I wake up the creepy twins?
You can wake up the... In fact, as you go to wake up the creepy twins,
They sleep with their eyes open.
Yeah, you notice they're already standing awake, holding both their hands, going, "We want to play with you." No.
Right, okay. Let's play. What do we play?
But yeah, they basically, they get working quite simply as well. And they just look around like they're quite sleepy and just, and they go along with it.
Zaban, upon getting up, kind of walks a bit of a distance away and lights up his pipe.
Ah, alright. You can do so quite easily.
No.
Rika, Septimus, any morning activities you would like to pursue?
Well, I will say good morning to Rika, ask her if she slept well and if she saw anything during the night.
Nope, that was quiet.
You know, I just wanted to say I would have also been fine with taking a watch.
Sure.
Next time, sure.
Alright, next time I'll take one of you guys.
All right.
Right.
Irene, do me a favor, won't you?
Sure, what is it?
I can't seem to get through to the small ones, so do you think we can try something there?
Remis.
Yeah.
She's called Sarah.
Yeah. Dial that back. You made the same mistake before. I am not accepting you not to accept it this time, Sarah.
You're the players, though. You don't need to keep in mind all the different names of NPCs that the party has never even encountered before.
There's only like 10 people here. Okay, Sarah. Wow, Irene is probably talking about me. Sarah, can you try to get through to the little ones? I can't make it happen. I think something terrible must have happened to them.
I can give it a try, yeah.
You know what? Why don't you ask them if they were excited to go home? Because by the sound of it, they're not.
I'm
entertaining the possibility that their actual house is worse.
I'm not quite sure.
than the mill.
You know, I remember this from before. I'm not sure if I said it before, but I was actually an orphan as well at some point, and I was at the that orphanage in specific. And I do remember there were also always other kids that were just so unreactive. Heck. Pardon me. Actually, it's not even just kids. I also remember sometimes meeting people like that in Barovia. I mean, they're just... I don't know.
You mean... What are you trying to say exactly?
I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is that some people are just like that.
I mean, I can imagine an adult losing the will to live, but for a child, it's uncanny.
I do remember quite a few of them were like that.
Do you know why they were like that, or just they were?
I'm not sure. Maybe it could have been something that the witches did, or maybe it was something else. Either way, it was never done to me, so maybe I was one of the lucky ones.
Either how, give it a try, see what you can learn. Worst case scenario, we just leave them to their parents.
I'll try, but I can't promise anything.
That's all I can ask from you.
So, yeah, she nods and goes off to Hans and Gretel to try and cheer them up. Anything else you would like to do in the meantime? Sergei seems to be currently in the process of tuning his guitar.
Anybody want to go, or should I?
No, you.
I'm just going to be asking about the Lord of Ravens. I'm just saying it. I'm sorry. I have a mission.
Hi, my name is Septimus. Do you know about our Lord and Savior, Lord of Ravens? Not our Lord and Savior, our true and hated enemy, Lord of Ravens. If so, do you know where I can find him? I would like to kill him.
Our nemesis and Antichrist.
Yeah.
Hey there, music man.
Hey there, hair man person.
Hair man.
Well, you know, because you're good with... Sorry, I was trying to be witty, but I couldn't think of anything at the moment. By the way, your hair isn't half bad either. Do you do it yourself?
I do, yes. I like it this way.
Do you mind if I take a closer look for a moment?
By all means, yeah.
Oh, he's going to touch your hair and actually feel like it's, what do you call it?
Texture?
Texture, yes. That is most surprising. I got to say, I really need to figure out your secrets.
Mostly tender loving hair and...
And it also smells nice.
Thank you, I like lavender. Are you okay? You sound like you're dying.
Oh, sorry, that came out of nowhere. Okay, go on.
I wanted to ask you about some rumors that I've heard about places near Valaki.
Yes. I've been living there for quite a while. Perhaps I can help you with your rumors.
I wanted to ask you about...
Like the one about the Headless Horseman.
The headless horseman.
Yes.
There's a headless horseman.
Well, they do say there is. I've never met one myself, and to be honest, I do not fancy meeting one.
Have you ever met a raven slayer?
A raven slayer. Well, there's probably
Someone
quite a
named
few that
Raven
do
Slayer.
pride themselves in being able to hunt down rare creatures, and there's probably quite a few of them as well that are specialized perhaps in the raven kind.
I see. Do you know anything about someone called the Lord of Ravens?
Lord of Ravens. Actually, let me roll for that. Lord of Ravens. It certainly sounds imposing. Lord of Ravens. I'm sorry, but it doesn't quite ring a bell. Is it related to were ravens or anything like that?
Yes.
Well, there is. I can tell you though. There's probably a place where people will know about it. Back in Vallaki, there's one tavern where a lot of were hunters do meet. I'm certain somebody might know something about it there.
Excellent. And where might that be?
Well, it's
What's
in
the name of
Vallaki. I
that
can show
tavern?
you. It's somewhere to the west of it.
Can't you tell me the name?
Oh, the name of the... Oh, yes, of course. It is the...
The Moonless Tavern.
The...
Prancing Mayor?
It is the Silver Hilt Tavern.
Excellent. All right. Lastly, you wouldn't happen to know anything about a dangerous outlaw named Septimus, would you?
A dangerous outlaw called Septimus. Let me roll for that again. To be honest, there's quite a few outlaws nowadays. It would have to be something of a big shot to be really that renowned. Not really. It doesn't quite tell me anything, just the name itself. Perhaps I could have heard of it before, but names come and go. Is it a long time ago or something like that? Small time, big time?
Supposedly 4 years ago or so.
And this also has something to do with ravens?
Yes.
Well, again, maybe in that one tavern they will know something. If it is an outlaw, you could perhaps also try the... perhaps the guards there. Perhaps they will be able to know something. Or perhaps they arrested someone like that. Or perhaps they have some old wanted posters.
Excellent. That is a wonderful idea, Sergey. Thank you.
I'm glad to be of help. To be honest, I still feel like I'm a little bit in your debt.
You needn't feel that way. You're pulling your weight. You're helping me.
Thanks. It's
Get ready.
appreciated.
We're going to be leaving soon. Oh? I didn't hear you.
I said it's appreciated.
Get ready. We're going to be leaving soon. And he goes over to the car.
All right. You see Irene is trying her best with Hansel and Gretel, and Anna actually joined in. She seems to try and incorporate all three kids together, maybe trying to get some of Anna's energy to try and sort of rub off on the other two. But it doesn't look like she's really getting any response. In fact, maybe the opposite is even true. Like some of Hansel and Gretel's lethargy is rubbing off on Anna. In any case, soon enough you get all your things ready and you're ready to depart without anything big happening during your rest. So, as your travels continue, well, things go on as they were before. Sergey in the back making some music, sometimes telling stories. Anna's just being a fluffy little muffin that is curious about anything and just easily excitable. And Irene sort of feeding into that, just having a great time with basically those three as just playing amazingly off of each other. Like, they're having a good time.
Wholesome.
Yes, absolutely. And so as morning hours do come, is there anything you would like to do during your travels? Otherwise, you're going to reach Vallaki soon enough.
Okay, so I will use prestidigitation to, just to entertain Anna and Irene, I suppose.
I mean, Irene appreciates that you are trying to do, but she isn't really entertained per se.
No, but it's mostly fine. But
I mean, Anna is absolute. Like again, she is just really impressed. She keeps basically question after question into you, like how you learn to do that, how she could maybe do that, and just question after question. Also, like,
well, I'm gonna tell her about. It's not gonna be a complicated explanation for her, but I'm gonna go into a bit of some of the theory behind the magic I do, and how she may be able to do it. Meaning, I tell her about how I do it, and then tell her about the wizard way to do it.
Right.
I also explain it a little more in depth to Irene.
Okay. So it's kind of like a tutorial.
Yes.
Okay.
Seeing as prestidigitation is explained as this spell is a minor magical trick that novice spellcasters use for practice.
Good point. Interesting. Okay. In that case, everyone gets involved. I mean, Anna is just really interested, and she keeps nodding, and she's for the most part just sort of doing hand motions, with nothing really coming to be. While Irene tries to really grasp more the fundamentals of it, and she's actually also taking notes. But she hasn't even tried once.
Well, you do need the theory to do something practical sometimes. Unless you're a sorcerer, because then you just do.
Sergei is, for a few moments, he's going to try and actually somehow get involved with that, but then he realizes he's completely out of his depth because he has no single magical bone in his body, and goes to basically chat a little with Saban.
Saban is going to ask him, so how late do they take people into the village?
Oh,
what time?
That's oddly enough, I do not exactly know the exact time. It's not that often that I actually try to see the limit. I would suppose it's something along the lines of, I don't know.
Sundown, dusk, or night?
Perhaps, perhaps dusk to night. That would probably sum it up.
And how Saban basically just, Saban wonders, like, estimation-wise, where, at what time will we be reaching Valaki?
Right now, to be honest, you should, it is morning. You're actually going to reach it before the next nightfall is going to hit. There's no doubt about it.
How much before it? How much before dusk?
You will probably hit it about noonish.
Alright, so a good 3-4 hours before dusk. 12, yeah.
Actually, maybe even more. 4 hours.
Alright, yeah. In that case, Saban is going to, after Rika is done explaining, gonna ask Irene if she wants to try and learn the sword now that she's rested.
On the cart?
No, we have time. We can pull over for a while.
Alright. Is everyone else alright with that?
Yeah, Saban looks
sure.
the rest.
Alright. In that case, you pull over and you make a little makeshift camp, and Saban, you're planning on training Irene a little bit with sword?
Yeah, with sword, and basically I think big thing also is that Irene can't move in the armor properly that she's wearing, can she?
She can move and attack with it. It's not like she is improficient with it. She is technically proficient with it, but she looks like she is barely proficient with it.
Alright. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna teach the sword, but in case I see any, folding movement she does with the armor on, I will give a pointer hold on.
All right.
Don't do it like that. Do it like this instead.
Do you want to give me a roll for that?
I can give a roll, though I'm not sure what it would be.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm looking at your stats right now.
Yeah, I guess it would be a straight intelligence or then strength related, because technically that's what Saban is teaching. How to use strength.
You can't really teach strength by doing strength. I'm thinking
so intelligence.
I'm actually thinking charisma. Actually, Not so much because of the knowledge that you actually give on, but rather the way that you convey the knowledge, how easily it is to convey it.
But what if I do it like a drill sergeant? Make her feel bad for doing it horrible.
If you're gonna go with intimidation, you can do so.
No. I mean, to be fair, I actually do better with that, so... well, let's say the first half an hour basically just kind of show the ropes. No real teaching, but kind of be positive with that. But then, like, give some actual pointers. Basically by doing it the way that, yes, I beat you up, so this is why I beat you up. Now try to stop that. So,
yeah. So basically, you have a spying duel, and as you're spying, you're basically shouting what she is supposed to do to avoid getting hit.
Yeah, basically.
Sword to the right, sword to the left.
Yeah, and then just basically rushing through, like, with the shield ahead, pushing her down, and like...
Go on.
No, sidestep. God damn it.
Okay, go on. Roll intimidation. Meanwhile, in the back rate, Sir J is whispering, "Wow, this is oddly erotic."
God damn it, Sergey.
Fucking bots.
She's actually doing really well. You seem to actually, like, at first she doesn't seem like she's really appreciating your tone, but quickly enough, the immediate commanding voice actually has an effect, and it immediately gets her to respond in the ways that you want her to. And you immediately start basically manage to training her in some muscle memory.
Alright. Yeah, we do that for like a couple of hours.
Couple of hours? How many?
2, like, pretty much exact.
Alright, 2 hours. Okay. What are the others doing during these hours?
By the way, Saban is somewhat dexterous. He's gonna try and keep a lookout. Does Sarah seem to be more relying on her strength or her dexterity to get around? And basically, is she using the greatsword completely wrong or not?
Let me actually look up because I'm not completely...
Yeah.
So basically, is she using the greatsword like you should a greatsword, or is she using the D&D way?
Yeah.
What do you mean as she should, or the D&D way?
Because
basically
historical
any sword
techniques
should be used dexterity.
Yes.
Any weapon should use dexterity,
actually,
but dexterity is too
she's
OP.
definitely more...
Actual historical techniques for greatswords, basically swinging it around and, like, around yourself. The one time you can actually,
Well, sadly, we are playing by
spin around
D&D
and come
rules,
back.
so history can be damned. But yeah, as a matter of fact,
Also, the
she
D&D
is...
greatswords are about twice as heavy as actual greatswords, so
yes.
you couldn't use the D&D.
As a matter of fact, she does appear to be more dexterous than she is strong. However, she does seem to start getting the hang of it.
Well, that's good. I will, like, by the end of 2 hours, basically, after the last time she's knocked to the ground, like, pick her up and say, "Good job, you have talent."
Thanks. Thanks for teaching me.
Yeah. Sorry if the method is a bit rough. That's how I was taught.
Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning I thought you kind of have something against me.
No, none whatsoever.
Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Saban is gonna help her back on the card in case, depending how heavy the exercise was on her.
She does seem quite bruised. Like, she seems to be tucked out.
Yeah.
But, she's not exactly
Yeah.
hurt in that sense.
Yeah, but yeah, basically a bit tired. So Saban will help her back in the cart, and then Saban will ask, though, you might actually, depends. You have the talent to use the big sword as well, but might want to try a lighter one as well, like Septimus does.
Oh, Actually, if I do chime in at this point, why don't you try using perhaps a rapier? It is a weapon that is designed for the swift.
I could
Yeah, he
perhaps,
does have
if
a
you're
point.
interested. It's up to you,
Yeah.
Sarah.
You could try it out at some point, determine which one you like more.
Yeah, I suppose, but to be honest, not right now. I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
Completely understandable.
Septimus, Rika, what are you doing during those 2 hours?
I wish I had cards. That way
I
we
know
could play
what
cards.
one of them
Reading
does.
the books. Remember the books? I'm reading the books.
wow.
Oh, I thought you'd forget. Which one are you reading?
Can I help with that? That used to be our thing when we were still in Sandrin.
What are you at? What books? I don't know. One of the books.
Okay, so one of them, no one in particular is what you're saying.
What was the subject?
You didn't take notes? In that case, well, there was, of course, some stuff about general religion, alchemy, herbalism, and, of
There
course...
were some on the religions of somewhere. Let me see what was.
Yes,
the name
there
of
was
the book.
one book in particular that had talk about the sort of different legends and laws, as well as the things.
Yeah. Obscene
Okay.
religions, that meant a chair.
Could I get those like slower?
Okay, so religion, alchemy, herbalism. Septimus, you think during that main time what you want to do?
Yes, herbalism
And then you also have that one book which is about the legend and the law of Barovia.
Yeah.
And that seems to be it mostly.
Can I read the book on the lore of Barovia? Chris, is that okay?
Yep.
All right.
And Septimus is going to read the whole thing.
The whole thing in
Or at
2
least
hours.
try.
Okay. Are you purposely trying to speed read it, or are you planning on...
No, I'm studying it.
So you're okay,
Like,
so you're normally reading it. In that case, let me just think. What have I not told you yet that would be interesting that is in the book? Right, okay. So, what you gather from this is a few things, actually. But actually, let's get back to you in a moment. You look like you're bored. Rika, what are you
oh,
reading? What are you reading? What are you doing?
I guess I'm just looking at. I'm gonna take a look at the listen books. We may need that out here.
The herbalism books. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Well,
start
just
off.
beginning to study the subject.
Start off with Septimus.
But I'm going to tell Septimus if he finds anything on a Vond, the writer, to tell me anything about it.
what was the name? Vond. V-O-N-D?
Vond.
Okay, all right. Definitely.
You do not do that. However, Septimus, what you do read about is a legend, or rather a story, about a traveling wizard who traveled the lands, and one day he was almost near his end. However, luckily, that day he did come across a local brewery, and he went in there and he was nursed back to health. The wizard, the mighty powerful wizard, who in his need, it's not really explained how he ever got to this bad state, considering that wizards normally really have spell slots and everything, and he's supposed to be really powerful, but maybe it was a test or something, it's not quite clear, the legend itself. But as his thanks, the wizard gave the brewery 3 gems which they could use to make their ground forever fertile and to grow crops and other things.
The Wizard of Wines. It is the Wizard.
Yeah.
We're going there.
So, yes, you just basically picked up on the legend of the Wizard of the Wines.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally what it says there. It's the Wizard of the Wines.
Okay. I'm definitely down.
Rika, you read about herbalism. Make me an intelligence check.
An intelligence check. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right.
9.
It's not a bad read at all. But you do realize that this book is really old, and some of its knowledge seems to be a bit outdated. However, quite a few of the things still hold up to this day. So it's not the worst thing, but it definitely takes a lot of processing to figure out the filter through things, the stuff where nowadays we know better as paraport to the information that is actually useful.
Okay.
The 2 hours pass and you keep on traveling, right?
Yep.
And so
I believe so.
you arrive in Vallaki. We have 15 minutes left. Do you guys want to keep going or stop here?
What is it like?
Vallaki?
Has walls.
Well, as you start riding towards Vallaki, you see these wooden stakes with spiky ends. Wooden walls with spiky ends on top. And on top you see soldiers peeking over, sometimes on the wall moving about. And gates you see as well. With little holes through it. It looks quite big, it looks somewhat secure, and you probably have quite a hard time actually climbing over there. Well, not terribly, you could probably attempt it, it's not impossible, but let's say it like that. With the spikes on top as well as the soldiers actually, on patrol, it would be hard for somebody not to. It would be quite inconvenient. And that is the pixel you see as you start rolling forwards. And as this comes into view, Sergei peeks up. Well, it appears that we finally arrived in Vallaki.
Mm-hmm.
So we have.
I must say, it was quite a pleasant surprise to meet you on the road. Especially as such a distressing time as it was, but not to dwell on that. You are...
You can put in a good word so we'll be allowed in. Or does that
Absolutely.
happen anyway?
You are certainly very pleasant people. But I might need to have a confession to make.
Are you wanted here?
No, I'm not. No, it's not that kind of thing. No. I may have made a tiny, whimsy little lie to you.
About the
Start
house or
talking,
what?
liar.
My name isn't really Sergei.
God damn it! now
Sorry,
I'm
it was
chasing
simply
you.
a matter of I wasn't sure if I could trust you people. I didn't want to give you my real name. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I've traveled with you now. I trust you. I'm sorry.
It's fair.
You can see Irene peek up in the corner going like, oh, it's fine, Will.
Septimus
Saban doesn't have a false name.
It's fine. That's understandable. These lands are treacherous either way.
But yeah, I just bring it up because, here at the gateway, you actually need to, identify yourself. So I didn't want for us to go through and I'm saying my actual name and then you all go, wait, I thought your name is Sergei. And then, I'm sorry for lying to you.
Yeah, you're avoiding misunderstandings. That's understandable.
It's fair.
Anything else you're hiding?
About us.
Anything else I'm hiding? I don't think
A wife,
so.
maybe, back home?
Oh, God, I wish. No, sadly not. But no, I don't think so. I mean, other than the things I definitely want to keep hidden. No.
Okay.
So what is your real name?
Oh, yes. My real name is Vasily.
Vasily.
You lagged so much. What?
My
Vasily.
real name is Vasily.
Pleasure to meet you. Again.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. Come to think of it, my full name is Vasily von Holtz.
Excellent.
What about
And you're-
yourselves? Do you also have like full names? It's fine if you don't want to tell me, but you know it is going to come up anyway.
Well, my name is Rikes Seki. Full name.
What is funky name?
Yeah. Not sure if it's exactly your last name, but I am Saban of Maison.
Of sorry,
Maison.
Mason.
Yeah.
Huh. What about you?
Simply Remus.
Just premise.
Yes.
What about you, Sarah? Oh, my last name is... Just sort of like glancing over at Remus. My last name is Sarah. That's my first name, obviously. It's Sarah.
Fairgloom.
Yes. Fairgloom.
Not at all suspicious that she didn't know her last name and someone else had to say it for her.
Yeah. Oh, it's
That's why I
okay.
was
I'm
like-
pretty sure you can tell your name to him, Sarah.
I understand it. I was also a little bit distrustful, but I do hope we can open up a little, and perhaps I can help you out as long as you were lucky.
We'll see about it.
Actually, have I asked before? What is it that you're actually here for?
Well, like I said, we're traveling, looking around. That's
So
pretty
not
much
staying
it.
for long then.
Not sure yet. Probably not.
It is a shame. Where are you headed anyway?
For now, Valaki.
I can appreciate human like that. Oh, before I forget, it is your first time here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also need to you're not hunters, are you?
No.
Right.
I mean, we got fucked over by a couple hunters, but no.
No. It's just that there are some special rules in Valaki. First of all, magic is illegal.
Well, that's kind of stupid.
Well, it is. Yes, it is. Well, it's kind of illegal. It's. I mean, I just wouldn't do it in the open, right?
Mm.
It's not
Why
allowed
is
to
it
be.
illegal? Why is it illegal?
I'm not completely sure. I guess it's just one of those things that is frowned upon. Don't even get me started on the weapons, which is the next thing. Silver weaponry is also something that might get confiscated if you have any.
Why is that?
Well, because silver weaponry can only be owned by guards and hunters, licensed ones.
So you
difficult
need
to
to
get a
get a
license.
license.
Yes.
How difficult is it?
I
How
do
expensive?
not know. I do not have one. But,
I see. Anything else that we should keep in mind?
let's see. Just in general, be careful in Valaki. You do not want to start trouble. If you are deemed a criminal in Valaki, you would be, you would not make it
Hanged?
out. They would catch you. The guards here are very well staffed.
Hmm.
But that also means you're quite safe here.
Hmm. Police state.
If you want to call it that. But that is the other thing.
How nice.
That is the other thing which you need to be careful with. They have this thing where if you talk badly about the current burgomaster or the state of Valaki, it is considered treason and can be considered a crime. So I would recommend biting your tongue in these moments.
So a perfectly good, very safe town.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's not perfect, but if you keep to yourself, if you do not land any faux pas, you're gonna be fine.
Hmm. Well, I was being very sarcastic, but yeah, I can bite my tongue, though. I would rather be able to talk freely, but as it is, apparently I can't.
Don't worry about it. Once you get over these little details, it's not that bad of a place to live at. Especially considering the alternatives. Besides, it's not like you can never speak your mind. It's just, you can't do it in public.
So a police state.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
But at least it is safe.
No, at least you could speak your mind about the guards and the nobility at home.
I said it feels like home, Rika. My home.
Oh, before I forget, yes, also an absolute no, which could immediately send you to jail. Never, under any circumstances, mention the Lord. You know who.
The big guy.
The guy on the coins.
The guy whose name we shall not speak.
Precisely. Do not ever mention him.
The one whose name
Does that apply to his castle as well?
I'm not certain, but I would not risk it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a grey area.
Well, maybe it's best to keep our mouths shut about the whole thing then.
Well, I already wonder what you... Hey, I can show you around once we get in.
Sounds like a great time.
I know a great place to go drinking.
Is
This one's going to be on me.
Is it cheap?
Well, yes.
The price is like...
I think Leah is cracking off.
Does seem to be the case.
Hmm.